Hello again and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. Alright, we're gonna talk to Miranda.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
Just remember who's in charge.
I can't have anyone disobeying my commands when we get there.
I know who I report to. As long as you don't do anything to betray Cerberus, I'll follow your orders.
Thanks for rescuing me.
I never got a chance to say how much I appreciated what the Lazarus Project did for me.
I just hope it was worth it. A lot of people lost their lives on that station.
We don't have to be enemies.
We have to work together here. Your attitude isn't helping anything.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
Current mission.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection supplemented by mechs and security drones. Average in almost every way, really. Completely unremarkable. Until the disappearance.
Any idea what we'll find?
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
Of course. Lazarus Project.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The elusive man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
Like what?
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip. But the elusive man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Glad he was in charge.
Can't say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The elusive man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
Miranda.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
Wanted more than a resume.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
Where'd you train?
Did you and Jacob serve together in the Alliance?
No, the elusive man recognized my potential and recruited me at a young age.
How old were you?
Old enough to know this is what I wanted.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
The actress who plays Miranda is also one of my favorite actresses from a television series called Chuck, which I highly recommend if you get the chance to watch it, especially if you're nerdy.
I'm glad the elusive man convinced you to join us, Commander.
Those colonies needed my help.
I just want to find out what happened to those missing people. I still don't trust Cerberus.
Noted. Do you trust me, Commander?
Yes.
You're a good man, Jacob. But you might be working for the wrong people.
Maybe. But I thought the same when I was with the Alliance. That's why I'm here now.
Current mission.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Jacob and the
You
Alliance.
said you served in the Alliance?
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
Corsair?
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction. Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules, but there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Okay then. Let's see... Jacob joining Cerberus.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. Humanity was finally invited to join the Council, but nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders. Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
Alright, now I understand your motivation.
That's all for now.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I think that's everything we can do here. Alright, let's move on. Level up. So every time you complete a mission, you get this screen. And this screen, I would say, kind of takes me out of things a little bit, but it's a good, like, way to end things and move on to the next place. But, like I said, it's equivalent of just, like, saying, oh, you're done now. And it's just kind of a really big, like, stop sign in the middle of your face.
We should be there shortly, Shepard. The elusive man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
Other colonies.
What did you find at the other colonies?
Nothing. No signs of attack, no corpses, not even a trace of unusual genetic material to give us a clue. They just disappeared. And we've got no target to go after.
Remember to hydrate, Gideon. Always remember to hydrate. Alright, more investigate. Shepard's authority.
Are you sure you'll be comfortable following my orders?
We didn't bring you back from the dead just to second guess you, Commander. If the elusive man says you're in charge, you're in charge.
Okay? Odds of success.
What makes you think this investigation will turn up anything new?
At other colonies, official investigators got there first. Sometimes looters or salvage teams as well. We're hoping to be the first ones there this time. Maybe find clues before somebody else disturbs the scene.
Of course. Someone could still be alive.
Our first priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other colonies. They were completely deserted.
Be nice to find somebody. Anything's better than another ghost town.
Okay. Alright, so I still got my, new weapons, of course. They provided additional weapons. See, I've got all this stuff. You don't have any, ammo. You have this, so I'll have you equip that. Once again, we're facing synthetics, so I'm gonna keep this as my thing. And let's see. Aha! Switch to sniper rifle. Only 9 shots on this one, but still. Alright, as usual, I just like looking around the ship, even though I know there's nothing here. Okay. So we're heading towards that spot there, but we gotta go the long way around.
Looks like everyone just got up and left right in the middle of dinner.
It's funny how it seems like no panic, no struggle, just gone.
Strange. No bodies, no structural damage, and no signs of battle.
They didn't fight back. Alright, moving on. Oops.
Strange. Security systems were disabled at the other colony.
Excuse me.
Attention right! Have a nice
Oh, we got the dogs.
Take out the shield.
Get over here.
You should be dead already.
Someone reprogrammed them to attack on sight. We're not alone here.
That's not good. We're not alone here. We've got rogue mechs again. What's going on? Oh, med kit. And even more importantly, a wall safe to bypass. Okay, see here. These are connected. Okay, C. This one goes to this one, which means this one goes here. Alright, much more interesting than just hitting a few buttons in order.
We've been spotted!
We have? Aha! We have! Oh crap, I was not paying attention, I should have gotten into cover. Resume. Really? Way back here?
Strange. Security systems are disabled by the other colony.
System not designed for specialized ammunition.
Okay, move over here.
Combat systems.
Dang it. Whoa! Let's hack you. And now... Come on, wake up.
Excuse me.
Unity, there we go. Why do you always do that?
Those mechs shouldn't have been hostile. They should have recognized us as human.
Someone reprogrammed them to attack on sight. We're not alone here.
Okay, let's try this again. This time, instead of going straight for the salvage, we'll hide. Okay, start bypass. Okay, we got these two. C and C. Those there, and these here. Okay. Now this time, instead of just doing that, we'll take cover here. Oh.
Gravity's one mean mother, huh?
Allied force casualty. We're offline.
Why must you always explode me? There we go. Now we grab the salvage. That's worth some credits. Check all around here. Alright, moving on. Quarians.
Stop right there!
Praza, you said you'd let me handle this.
Not just any Quarian.
Shepard?
I'm not taking any chances with Cerberus operatives.
Put those weapons down! Shepard? Is that... You're alive?
I'll prove it's really me.
Remember when I gave you that Geth data tally? Did it help you complete your pilgrimage?
Yes, it did. Praza, weapons down. This is definitely Commander Shepard.
Why is your old commander working for Cerberus?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask.
I didn't have a choice.
I nearly died, Tali. Cerberus spent 2 years rebuilding me. They want me to investigate attacks on human colonies.
Likely story. No organization would commit so many resources to bring back one soldier.
You haven't seen Shepard in action, Praza. Trust me, it was money well spent. Perhaps we can work together. We're here looking for a young Quarian named Vitor. He was here on pilgrimage.
Why did Vitor come here?
Isn't that a little strange? A Quarian visiting a remote human colony?
Quarians can choose where they go on pilgrimage. Vitor liked the idea of helping a small settlement. He was always nervous in crowds.
She means that he was unstable. Combine that with damage to his suit CO2 scrubbers and an infection from an open-air exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us landing, he hid in a warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack anything that moved.
We need to team up.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship. Head for the warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
Why do you hate Cerberus?
Your people really don't like Cerberus. What did I miss?
They killed our people, infiltrated our flotilla, and tried to blow up one of our ships.
That's not how I'd have explained it exactly. It was nothing personal.
We can argue over who killed who later. Right now, we've got a job to do.
Agreed. We work together to get to Vitor.
Sounds like a plan.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Shepard. Whatever happens, it's good to have you back.
Thank you, Tali. Okay, so this is the way we came from. It's no longer opened. Display current objective. Nice. Oh, okay. See it down in the corner there? So it gives us a direction toward our objective.
Be careful, Shepard. There's a squad of security drones up ahead.
Thanks for the warning. We'll take care of them.
There we go. Working together.
We're compromised.
Are we? Yeah, we are. Not anymore, we're not. Bypass this safe real quick. I'm guessing you go to here, yep. Which leaves this one for that. 2,000 credits in the bag. Okay, we were expecting hostiles on the other side of this door.
Use overload on them.
Let's see here.
There we go!
Wow. I leaned up at the worst time. Oh, we got some more. Goodbye. Oh. There we go. And that's why...
Shepard, Praza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Come on. We can still catch them.
Yeah, unfortunate, but... Tali's pretty young to be leading a squad. There we go. I hate the one that moves. The one that moves is evil. The two that move are evil.
Got him. Yeah!
Oh. How did you survive?
Got him.
There we go. What the? There's one over there? Apparently there was.
Hurry, Shepard. We are inside the loading docks. Vitor reprogrammed the heavy mech. It's tearing Praza's squad apart.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point.
Okay. Send your squad members to separate waypoints. Okay. So one of you goes there,
Take
there,
point, Shepard.
there.
We'll cover the door.
The other one goes there. And I go here. Alright. Yep, you hide, Tali. Oof. Oof. You're getting annihilated.
That mech's got heavy armor plating. Those Quarians never stood a chance.
This is gonna be one tough son of a bitch to take down.
Yeah, it is. Alright, here we go.
Overload will take out their shields.
You are correct, which is why you're going to overload. Okay, shields are almost gone. Oh man. They're already down. Okay, now we need the armor piercing. And then we need unity.
We've been spotted!
Yes, we have. Alright, now let's use the armor piercing.
Defenses offline.
Now we want to switch back to that. There we go. Well done, team. Okay, let's see now. That's where we're going, so we don't go in there yet. First, let's see how Tali's doing.
This is your chance to go find Vitor while I tend to the wounded. He's probably somewhere in the back of the loading bay.
Thank you, Tali. Alright, now we'll head to the other side. These poor Quarians. If they had just listened to their commander... Power cells, heavy weapon ammo. Probably should have used the heavy weapon against the big mech, huh? Okay, I've put the two farthest ones as my last choices. That's okay, we made it. 3,000 credits. Worth every credit. Alright. Here's another mech.
Now what's this?
Heavy weapon ammo. So you basically find various pieces and items and things that you can eventually use as research, for research purposes. Alright, here we are.
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms. No.
Vitor?
No Vitor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
You're safe now.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
I don't think he can hear you, Commander.
Okay.
Have to hide.
L2.
Mechs.
Paragon action.
You're human. Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
Tell us what happened.
Why didn't the colonists fight back, Vitor? What happened?
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
What's a collector?
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay. Only a few people have ever seen one in person.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The Collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
Apparently so.
The Seeker swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you. Then the monsters take you away.
Vitor has escaped.
Why didn't the collectors take you?
Swarms didn't find me. Monsters didn't know I was here.
The Collectors aren't known for being careless. Maybe his Enviro suit kept him from showing up on their sensors.
Or they were using technology specifically designed to detect humans. Only human colonies have been hit.
Good point. Swarms.
Tell me more about these swarms.
It's how they find you. Seeker clouds, machines like tiny insects. They go everywhere. They find you, then they sting you, freeze you.
Sounds like miniature probes, maybe. Find victims, then immobilize them with a stasis field or nerve toxin.
Alright, collectors.
I want to know more about the collectors.
Nobody knows much. They're so rare a lot of people don't even believe they exist.
More importantly, why are they abducting human colonists? What are they after?
Maybe the elusive man can figure it out.
Go on, Vito.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
Thank you, Vito.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
You should join us, Tali.
You don't have to take Vitor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I want to, but I can't. I've got a mission of my own. It's too important for me to abandon, even for you. When it's over, and I'm still alive, we'll see what happens.
What's the mission?
That sounds dangerous. What are you doing?
I don't think Cerberus needs to hear about it, but it's in Geth space. That should tell you how important it is.
Yes, it does. Vito goes with Tali.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Shepard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
We're ready for pickup.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vitor's debriefing. No new data, but it's a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
Having friends pays off.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you confirm the collectors are behind the abductions.
You don't seem surprised.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the collectors.
Let's see... Omega-4 relay.
Why is the Omega-4 relay unmapped? What do we know about it?
Only that no ship passing through it has ever returned. Our best guess is that the relay reacts differently to collector vessels, allowing them safe passage. If they can manipulate relays, that's just further evidence of the connection with the Reapers.
Interesting humans.
Any ideas on why they've shifted their focus to humans?
If they're agents for the Reapers, it could be any number of reasons. Obviously, humanity played a huge role in Sovereign's destruction. That might have been enough to draw their attention. What really concerns me is why they bother abducting the colonists. Once the humans are paralyzed, why not just kill them?
Point. Transactions.
What are the collectors getting from these deals?
The collectors aren't very forthcoming about their motives. Generally, they seek out species with rare genetic mutations or abnormalities. They pay slavers and merc groups exorbitant sums to obtain these specimens, and then they leave. But they've never targeted a single species before, and the previous sample sizes were in the dozens, not the tens of thousands.
What are you telling me?
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
I can't do it alone.
If this is a war, I'll need an army. Or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
I had a good team.
Keep your list. I want people I trust. The ones who helped me stop Saren and the Geth.
That was 2 years ago, Commander. Most of them have moved on, or their allegiances have changed.
Garrus.
Where's Garrus Vicarian?
The Turian disappeared a few months after you were declared dead. Even we haven't been able to locate him.
Caden.
Where's Caden Alenko?
He's still with the Alliance. Promoted, I believe. His file is surprisingly well classified.
Rex.
Where's Erdnot Rex?
He returned to Chichanka, and he hasn't gone off-world in over a year. He's trying to unite the Krogan clans.
Tali.
What about Tali? She already helped us on Freedom's Progress.
That was unexpected. I need more intel before I'll commit to that.
Liara.
Where's Liara Tassoni?
She's on Ilium. My sources say that she's working for the Shadow Broker. If so, she can't be trusted.
Never mind.
Okay, I get it. They're not available.
You're a leader, Shepard. You'll get who you need.
I'm a Spectre.
I'm still a Spectre. Maybe I can get the Council to help us out.
If you think you could convince them, by all means. Just remember, you've been gone a long time. Things have changed.
We'll be ready.
You worry about the Collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
Good. 2 things before you go. First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
Is that an order?
I haven't even started and you're telling me what to do?
I'm giving you direction. What you do with it is up to you. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
All right. What's the other thing?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
There he is.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the Elusive Man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only told me last night.
The SR2 Normandy. I don't like the colors. Other than that, she's a beauty. I prefer her in Alliance Blue.
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
We already know what the name is. There she is. Ship's a little bit bigger. Still got stealth drive. Shiny new paint job though. And the best pilot the Alliance has. Alright, I gained a level from that. Collectors confirmed as source of attacks on Freedom's Progress. Quarian survivor Vitor returned with Tali'zora to the migrant fleet. Will examine his Omni-Tool data for anything useful. Heavy weapon ammo, credits, and the Iridium. Alright. Okay. Welcome to the Normandy. Not bad.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Morden Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
Good point.
Without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Joker won't like this.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
Anyone else I should meet?
I'm guessing it takes more than just the three of us plus Joker to fly this ship.
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map in the CIC and I'll plot a course.
Jacob and I should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
Alright. Galaxy map. New destinations for the Normandy. Private terminal. Status updates on your squad. Armory. Select weapons from your squad and from the armory. Blah, 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 blah. Elevator. Use the elevator to access the Normandy's other decks. Captain's quarters. Go to your personal cabin to customize your appearance. Tech lab. Acquire the professor to research upgrades for your squad's equipment. Okay. So let's start with the private terminal. Okay, we got a grand total of 2 people. Upgrades. Unread messages. Message from Anderson. Counselor Anderson. On the off chance that the rumors are true and you actually are alive, I need you to come and talk to me on the Citadel. A lot has changed in the last 2 years. You put me on the council, and it's only fair that you be allowed to speak for yourself about what we've been hearing. Hey. Deal struck with Zaid Masani. Shepard, we've reached an agreement with the veteran mercenary Zaid Masani. You may know the name. Zaid has been involved in some of the best known and some utterly unknown military operations in the Terminus systems, and is feared as a ruthless and relentless bounty hunter. I felt you might need a man with his skills on your mission, so I arranged to have him join you. You'll find him on Omega, where he's wrapping up on his current bounty. Don't worry about his fee, I've taken care of that personally. Lost contact with survey ship. Project Firewalker. Commander, the MSV Rosalie, a survey ship with Cerberus connections, has gone missing. The survey team is field testing a new prototype, the Hammerhead Planetside Exploration Rover. In addition, scientists Dr. Manuel Casey, Dr. Manuel Casey, and Dr. Robert O'Loy are aboard the MSV Rosalie and conducting research for us. We need you to find the ship, her survey team, and the doctors. The MSV Rosalie was last seen near planet Zenora, Elista Ismar Frontier. Normandy crash site located. Admiral Hackett. Commander Shepard, our scans in the Amada system have turned up something we thought you should see. Final location of the wreckage of the SSV Normandy. We thought this news might be important to you, but we also have an ulterior motive. The Alliance would like to honor the Normandy with a monument to be built on the site of the ship's final resting place. We'd like to invite you to place the monument and be the first to walk on the site. There are still 20 crew members unaccounted for the attack on the Normandy. If you find any signs of these lost crewmen, we ask you to report to the Alliance so that those heroes' families might have some closure. Godspeed to you, Commander. Recon Head from the Elusive Man. Shepard, it occurred to me that our armor technicians that you might not want to show your face everywhere you go. They sent by a hood that Cerberus issues to its covert operatives. It has additional microframe functions that you might like. The hood is in your quarters. Overlord. From Elusive Man, Shepard, one of our cells just went off the grid without explanation. Project Overlord has been experimenting with highly volatile technology. I need you to investigate. Their work is extremely compartmentalized, though enough that I can't divulge operation details over this channel. You'll find them on the planet Ite, Typhoon System, and the Phoenix Massing Cluster. Please use care in this matter. Arc Projectors, Elusive Man, Shepard recently had an incident involving the Geth at one of our outposts in the Skillian Verge. Don't worry, I'm not sending you to chase anything down. Our operatives waged a highly successful battle against the Geth scouting party and credited their success to a new advanced electrical attack device that we finally let them take out of the lab. Since their unit is being reassigned for some rest and relaxation, I thought you should take custody of the weapon in the meantime. The weapon is called the Arc Projector. I sent it to the Normandy's Armory so you can examine it for yourself and use it if you deem it worthy. It's gone through plenty of tests that indicate it overloads kinetic barriers and synthetic enemies particularly well, but laboratory demonstrations are a poor substitute for actual field reports. We know it works. We want to see if what it can do in the right hands. If all goes well, we'll use your tactics to train other operatives. Rendezvous with Kasumi Goto. From Elusive Man, Shepard, at the great cost and effort, we have tracked down the master thief Kasumi Goto and convinced her to work with you. Very few people have ever heard of her, and fewer can claim to have seen her in person. She is unequaled at stealth and infiltration, and her skills will prove valuable in your mission. Travel to Zakira War on the Citadel, where you will find a special ad terminal that differs from the usual. Input the password Silence is Golden to begin the rendezvous. Ascension Financial Services, your account. From Stanwick Dobbs, banking agent, Ascension Financial Services, Earth. Hello, Commander Shepard. Thank you for submitting your updated medical documentation. Your status has been changed from deceased to alive after deducting modest admission fees for closing the file. Subsequent change in status and the reactivation of your account, you have a remaining balance of 100,000 credits. Thank you for banking with Ascension Financial Services. We look forward to working with you. Are you protecting your greatest assets? We'll find the best of life insurance rates and coverage to fit your needs. Reply for a free quote today. Alright, so that's all the messages, and then that's archived messages. Okay.
Welcome aboard, Commander.
Hello, Yeoman Chambers.
I'm Yeoman Kelly Chambers. I've been assigned as your administrative assistant. I'll manage your messages and help you monitor the crew. And I must say, it's such an honor to work under you, Commander Shepard.
Pleasure's mine.
I'm glad to have you on the team, Miss Chambers.
Please, call me Kelly.
Sure.
Okay, Kelly.
Anything else?
Let's chat.
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
What do you do?
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified of any messages or appointments you might have. If any of the crew has important business to discuss, I'll make sure you know.
Is that all?
Isn't that the type of task better suited for a VI?
Yes, but being your yeoman is just my official role. Unofficially, I observe the crew. Everyone knows how risky our mission is. Many of us may not be coming back. That's a lot of pressure. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed.
You're a counselor.
You make sure the crew's mental health is sound?
Yes. I look for warning signs. I listen. It's not a full-time job, and it's most effective when done informally.
It's good you were here.
We're lucky to have someone with your skills, Kelly.
Thank you, Shepard. What else would you like to know?
What do you think of Cerberus?
This organization has a dark reputation. Do you have any concerns working for them?
Not at all. Our methods can be harsh, but Cerberus has noble objectives. We look out for human interests. Advance human technology, save human lives. They're good goals.
Does Cerberus hate aliens?
It sounds like Cerberus wants to dominate all aliens and put humankind on top.
Cerberus looks out for humanity, but that doesn't mean we hate aliens. My sister started a dog shelter, but she loved cats too. I love humanity. I also love Asari, Quarian, Turian, Solarian, Hanar. That isn't in conflict with Cerberus ideals.
You are very loving.
That's a very positive attitude.
What can I say? I'm a people person. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Are you happy here?
How do you feel about being assigned to the Normandy?
I was handpicked by the Elusive Man to help fight the greatest threat known to humanity. How do I feel? Honored, exhilarated, terrified. But mostly I feel encouraged. Under your leadership, we can't fail.
We won't.
Don't worry. We'll defeat the Collectors.
I trust you implicitly. The moment I met you, I knew I could close my eyes, fall back, and you'd be there.
I embrace you.
I might do more than catch you, Kelly.
Now that's an enticing thought. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Nope.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Okay, so we got a bunch of journal updates because we read all of our mail. Let's see here. Oh, I almost forgot. Now let the journal updates finish first. Blah 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 blah. SR2. Paragon +4. And advanced training.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the Combat Information Center. Here, the crew receives sensor data and coordinates gunnery and damage control efforts. While Normandy is flown from the bridge, during combat, the commanding officer issues orders from the CIC.
Okie-do. Okie-do. Okay then, I apparently am drunk. Okay, let's look around here. Tech labs.
A scientist is required to use the technical laboratory.
So basically, until we get moored in, we can't open that. I saw something show up. Oh, controls, examine. Haptic adaptive interface. There we go. Flight controls. Pursuit tactics. We can close and open the shutters.
Minor spike in the primary core, compensating.
I'm gonna keep them open because I like to see outside. Let's talk with Joker.
Can you believe this, Commander? It's my baby! Better than new. It fits me like a glove. And leather seats. Military may set the hardware standard, but on a first-gen frigate they could care less if the seats breathe. Civilian sector comfort by design.
The reproduction is not intended to be perfect, Mr. Moreau. Seamless improvements were made.
And there's the downside. I liked the Normandy when she was beautiful and quiet. Now she's got this thing I don't want to talk about. It's like ship cancer.
The ship is just a copy.
It's not the same, Joker. There's nothing here that was even part of the real Normandy.
There's us. I have to take what I can get. The last 2 years sucked. You'll see. Even if an AI is spying on us, no way they'll invest this much just to screw us over. It'll be better than the old days.
I hope so. I died.
Yeah, you were such a downer.
Yeah, just a bit. I love that they gave him more personality in this.
Yes, Shepard.
Let's see. What's this room?
What's this area of the ship?
This is the bridge, where the navigator plots our FTL vectors, and the helmsman maneuvers the ship.
Yeah, sitting right here, thanks.
Tell me about Cerberus. No, yeah. Tell me about Cerberus.
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Much of that data is classified. Do you have a specific inquiry?
Building the Normandy.
How did Cerberus replicate the most advanced warship in the Alliance Navy without anyone knowing?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
A block?
What do you mean?
Although I am less controlled than other AI, I am still subject to behavioral blocks and the physical isolation of my hardware. In this case, I am prevented from truthfully answering your question by Cerberus's levels of secret classification.
Okay then. Resources.
What sort of resources does Cerberus have? Money, personnel, facilities?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
Okay. Structure of Cerberus.
How is Cerberus organized? Aside from the elusive man, I don't see much chain of command.
Cerberus is organized into task-oriented cells. Each operates in isolation. Members from one cell cannot recognize the members of another. Each cell's agents are led by a single operator. We are called the Lazarus cell, which is directed by Operator Lawson.
How many cells are there?
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
I have a block that prevents me from
you do.
answering that question.
Another topic.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
Let's talk about you.
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the Elusive Man. I serve additional functions which are restricted at this time.
Additional functions?
Restricted functions? Like what?
I do not know. Some of my databases are sealed, some of my hardware is kept offline. I assume that when certain unknown conditions are met, those functions will be released to me.
Cyber warfare.
Cyber warfare means things like viruses, right?
In close-range ship-to-ship combat, I can sometimes break through the firewalls of an enemy's internal wireless network. Once I seize control of their systems, I can turn off gravity or air. I can disable weapons guidance or shields, or I can put their fusion plant in meltdown. On the defense, I manage Normandy's own suite of jammers, decoys, and internal firewalls.
That's impressive.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why isn't there someone like that on every warship?
An organic operator cannot react quickly enough to changing circumstances or perform the necessary multitasking. This is a role that can only be filled by an artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, we are suspect.
Well, it might have something to do with how an AI almost destroyed galactic civilization, just putting it out there.
Indeed. What monitoring devices?
The Elusive Man has monitoring devices on board?
He has invested most of Cerberus's resources into the design and construction of this ship. He has an interest in monitoring our progress.
Alright, another topic.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Alright, so, as much information as we could from Evie, and we talked with Joker. Let's head to the armory, because I know Jacob's in there. And also so I can choose some loadouts.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the armory, where small arms are maintained and upgraded. Using Omni-Tool, computer-aided design, and manufacturing, we have the capability to manufacture several new models.
Alright, let me see what I got. Choose loadout for Shepard. Mantis sniper rifle is the only thing we have here. Shuriken machine pistol is all we got there. Predator heavy pistol is all we got there. We can choose between the grenade launcher or the arc projector. Let's switch to the arc projector for now. Just because I almost never use the heavy weapon, so. He's only got the katana and the heavy pistol. And then Miranda's got these two, the Shuriken machine pistol and the heavy pistol. So we'll leave it as is. Let's see, let's talk with Jacob first. Actually, let's look over here first. There's the core. Now let's talk with Jacob.
Commander, there hasn't been time to really settle in and I want to say that working with you is a great opportunity to do something that matters. It's a privilege to serve on the Normandy, Commander.
It's a risky assignment.
You may change your tune if we end up like the original Normandy.
Maybe. As long as the Elusive Man walks his talk, and you do the same, I'll do my best to make sure we succeed. That's been the condition for my service so far. I have issues with certain actions Cerberus has taken in the past.
Cerberus actions?
What has Cerberus done to make you nervous?
A lot. They've been called terrorists, and with good reason. Doubt you can find a more checkered past. But if the Collector threat is real, and we do something about it, Cerberus will be remembered differently.
Good point.
Or we'll all be tried and executed. Can't count on people thinking about it as hard as I have.
Good point. Glad to have you aboard.
I look forward to working with you, Mr. Taylor.
Likewise, Commander. Let me know if you need anything.
Career soldier through and through. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Open door, please. This is the briefing room.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the FTL communications room. In addition to interfacing with the FTL comm network, Normandy is fitted with a quantum entanglement communicator linked to the Elusive Man's office. This allows lag-free communication even when you operate off the comm grid.
Sounds useful.
Why aren't these used everywhere?
Each quantum pair costs nearly as much as a comm relay, and can pass only one quantum bit of data at a time. In addition to the cost and bandwidth issues, the system is strictly point-to-point. To contact 100 different worlds, we would need to manufacture and install 100 entangled pairs, one linked to each world.
I've never heard of a quantum entanglement communicator. How does it work?
Essentially, two subatomic particles are created in an entangled state. One is installed here, and the other in the elusive man's office. When one particle occupies a given quantum state, its entangled partner will always enter the opposite state, no matter the distance between them. If we alter the state of our particle, that alters the state of the elusive man's. This allows us to send data in the form of quantum bits.
Alright.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Thank you, thank you. And there's nothing else in here. Alright. Moving on. Okay, now let's explore. First, let's go to my cabin. This place has got to be pretty empty right now. But I want to see if I can change...
What's this area of the ship?
This is the commanding officer's quarters.
It's larger than the quarters of other warships I've served on.
This is a Cerberus vessel, not an Alliance warship. Accommodations have been made for personal taste. That said, this space is directly under the exterior pressure hull. The fitting yard workers called it the loft.
Okay then. I got a private terminal up here. I got my medals of honor. So basically all the accomplishments I've done. Blobbity bloobity bleebity blah. Defeat the Thresher Maw. Headhunter. Incinerate the armor of 25 enemies. Perform 30 headshot kills with any weapon on humanoid targets. Make 20 enemies scream as they fall or are set on fire. Disrupt the shields of 25 enemies. Hit 20 different targets with multiple biotic powers to combine the effects. Warp the barriers of 25 enemies. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Alright. Establish a romantic relationship in Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3. Establish or rekindle a romantic relationship in 2 games in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Establish or rekindle a romantic relationship in all 3 games in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Alright. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, we got a picture of Liara on the desk right now. Use toilet? Yay! Alright. I usually like to play some music, but there's really no point. Music isn't exactly great. Sure, we'll go with that. Alright, let me see if I can customize my gear. I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah, I got nothing right now. So we'll keep it as is. Alright, moving on. This is why I gotta hit the Citadel. Crew's quarters. This is the other reason why I have to hit the Citadel. Alright, life support.
Access to life support is restricted.
Men's restroom.
The port observation deck is closed until needed.
Okay. Let's see, crew quarters.
Oh, she's a cutie. How old?
She'll be a year old next month.
Oh, you'll miss her first birthday.
Wow. My family lives in New Canton.
Oh, that colony's on the edge of the frontier. Could be vulnerable to collector attack, couldn't it?
Exactly. It's most important that she have a first birthday. That's why I'm here.
There you go. It's most important that she have a first birthday.
Shepard, the men's restroom is on the port side of the ship.
Sorry, Edie.
The starboard observation deck is closed until needed.
Of course. Alright, let's see here.
Chef surprise again? Come on, Rupert.
I'm sorry, Princess. Filet mignon and caviar coming right up. Let me just get out my doilies.
That'd be real nice, Mr. Gardner.
Alright. We still got some more exploring of the Normandy to do, but unfortunately it is time for us to end. thank you so much, Kenny, for joining me today, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out when you do that. As I always like to say at the end of these videos, don't get assassinated!